Hey there, this is Pat Roquet, the Rockstar Career and Leadership Transformation Coach. And I wanted to share some insights from a really amazing talk we had today with a group of alumni from one of the top outplacement firms. So these folks are professionals who've worked in all different kinds of really awesome jobs in great corporations, all who use the same super large, premier, big guns outplacement firm. Here's the irony of it. This group of folks have been out of work, and I'm going to share some data because this is real life, real time information. How long have you been out of work? I asked. We had everything from 18 months, over a year, 10 months, 6 months, 18 months, 2 years, a year, more, 5 months, some consulting, almost a year. They've been out of work a really long time. And here's what I've learned, and here's what I've heard. Bigger isn't always better. And so when you are thinking about how to navigate outplacement for your team, please remember that it's super important to give them quality, to have them work with someone who's going to actually have a process and a system. I was told that it maybe felt more like a cattle call in their prior relationship. I was told that their coach was not as organized, that they did not have as well thought out a process, that the system, the Rock on Success system, has 9 modules, 3 pillar programs. It's about mindset, skill set, tool set, and how to really navigate so that you get what you need, and that was lacking in their experience with the big guns. I'm not going to name who it is, but you can probably guess it's one of the top 2 that I've heard of. And here's the sad part. I've asked them now, how many resumes have you sent out? And they said 75, 50 plus, 100, 140, 200, too many. I've lost count. That's exhausting, isn't it? It's exhausting. It's really, really sad, because when you lose your job, and I have lost my job more than once, I've been fired more than once. I clearly admitted that to the group and shared some stories, but you go through stages. You go through stages of mourning. You could be frustrated, aggravated, depressed, sad. Maybe you get that FU, and I think you know what I mean by that FU kind of feeling where you're bitter or resentful. Sometimes you're actually happy. And we asked folks how they felt about the job before they left, right? And you'd be surprised, maybe not, that many people were not happy in their roles to begin with. And so while we had some who loved it but now feel frozen, some who say they now are completely stuck and stressed, some like what they were doing, stressed, stuck, stressed, nowhere to go, hated my boss, toxic work environment. These are real quotes from real people, excerpts from the chat, anonymous, but out of their own mouths today. And so I want you to realize something. If you're an employer out there, or you're leading a team, your team, like Gallup says, there are often 2/3, 3/4 of the folks are working with one foot mentally out the door. And this was before the pandemic. And now we're talking about the she-cession, right? Women are falling out of the workforce because they just can't handle the work-life balance. Not that they can't handle it, but they require flexibility. And if they are not given the flexibility, some are choosing to walk away, and we're expecting a giant exodus. People are going to up and quit. And you, Mr. or Miss Employer, are going to perhaps really be left holding the bag, because it's really impossible to meet your diversity and inclusion hiring quotas and promotion quotas and leadership quotas and grow teams with diverse thought. And I don't mean any one brand of diversity, all of it. We need to encourage a real assessment of where we're at, about what our people need. I've got someone saying they were feeling stupid. I understand. I hear you. It's exactly what we heard from folks. And so it's amazing how hard it is and how much work it takes sometimes to land your dream job. But what the good news was, and I wanted to share the optimistic side, is that we talked about words. What's your word for the year? And my word last year was resilience. It was about stamina and keeping your chin up and proceeding with a smile on your face and figuring out what the lessons were. What could we learn? How could we be better? Right? That's important. But my word for 2021 is grace. Accept the things that have happened, learn what you can, change what you can and what you desire to, and be okay knowing you can't change everything. It's time to take charge of what matters. It's time to understand your strengths and your transferable skills. And so grace is an important part of, I think, the formula for success. So the next piece came with, what is your word from the other folks in the room? And they talked about moving forward. In this important part about change, embracing change, being okay with it. We had some optimism, some hope, some appreciation, and people excited about second chances. And I've been talking about rocking your second act for a really long time. People are ready to step up and do what's next. And so the question that they asked, one of the biggest burning questions was, how do I understand my strengths and what I'm good at and my transferable skills? Because I'm not sure if I want to go back to where I was, if they make it equitable where I can do my best work and still juggle all my responsibilities, great. But, again, a lot of folks are sandwich generation, juggling aging parents and homeschooling kids of all ages, all the way from pre-K through college. And figuring out a lot. So how do we help them? Tonight in my private coaching, I am going to have some fun because we're going to talk about rocking your strength and transferable skills. And that's where we help people realize, how do you, one, get clarity on what you're really good at? And then two, how do you connect the dots from where you've been to where you want to be? So you need to learn how to put your best efforts in terms of what the new company is looking for. And again, these were outplacement people I was with today. I went ahead if they wanted to. I invited them tonight. They're going to come and have some fun with me because we're going to help them see things in a way they haven't before. We're going to give them concrete ideas and ways to put themselves in the shoes of the hiring managers, of the decision makers. Now, I happen to be a SHRM preferred provider, so I help HR people get their professional development credits. It's kind of like being the fox in the hen house, but we're going to share how to rock your strength and transferable skills, how to shine the light on you and your zone of genius so that you can really maximize your career potential and move forward. There's lots more to share. I will be circling back and doing other LinkedIn Lives and Zoom and YouTube and Facebook Live, sharing with you because we feel it's important to make sure you're not alone on the journey. You know that you're not the only one on quicksand. It's the first time globally we've all been on that same quicksand at the same time. And that there is hope and that there is light at the end of the tunnel and that there's a way to really package yourself up and land that dream job, and employers ways to help keep your employees happy and engaged and productive. And if you're looking for help on how to leverage that with your teams and bring out the best in people, please call me in. I am an expert on best practices for virtual teams. I did my master's thesis on that in spring 2001 before 9/11. In the spring, literally before the towers fell. And I live in North Jersey, right outside New York City, and got to see the smoke. We lost friends, we lost family. Like it was real. But I've been talking about this even before 9/11 happened, before 9/11, before the recession of 08, 09, and before this pandemic. So we can problem solve. I can share with you real insights from real people. I've got that unique bridge between what your teams are asking for when you're not in the room and helping you figure out how to build a smart strategy so you can move forward, retain top employees, recruit the best people, and really grow with confidence in this, what Gartner calls radical flexibility, or whatever version of hybrid, work from anywhere, or in office makes the most sense for you and your team. So again, Pat Roquet, Rockstar Career and Leadership Strategist, please reach out if I can help you rock your virtual team and workforce unification. And for you individuals, let's figure out how to rock your strength and transferable skills, because you deserve to rock your career and your life without selling your soul or losing your mind. I'm going to jump. We've got a course that's about to start. So thanks so much. God bless and have a great day.